It's Thursday, and it's time to give you a few thoughts that I have. And today's thought is the rise of honey. The bees are buzzing, the bears are out, Franklin, and there's brand new honey finished bourbon to talk about. Not to mention, we're going to get into a few of our favorite honey finished whiskeys on the podcast. So sit back and buckle in to the latest episode of Thursday Thoughts. So, guys, earlier this year, actually, it was last summer when Thursday Thoughts got kicked up. We started with a tasting. It was actually featured Southern Stars, and it featured Blue Note as well as a Starlight Honey Cask finish. And um, it got me to thinking, why does honey with this brand new Green River play so well with bourbon? And so when you think about it, it's the natural sweetness and the flavors. And a lot of times people are getting honeysuckle or honey just as a general note. So it mingles really well together. Um, and that honey, when it's cured in the oak cask, or if you have like aged honey, it just gives it a depth and complexity that you're looking for. And so it's really interesting to see how this goes. And so anytime I get a new finish that recycles something that we've talked about, it's like, well, let's compare it to other finished bourbons. So this one comes in at 92 proof from Green River. I love this label. I like the bee on it. It's really cool. I think, you also have something similar here with the Blue Note bottle that we reviewed quite a bit ago. But, this one comes in at quite a bit lower proof at 92 proof. And, here, just looking at the Southern Stars, this is 106 proof. So it's interesting to see that people are approaching this, in a variety of different ways. Some of them are doing it as a special release, some are doing it more broadly. And so, you know, today it just made me say, you know what? Let's revisit Honey Cask and see what they're all about, to see how the bees are buzzing, and how the bears are going after it, Winnie the Pooh style. And yes, I do have shorts on, so there's no Winnie the Pooh happening here. But, you know, always fun to have something new. So we get out our handy dandy Kentucky Bourbon Festival glass. Hope to see you there this year at one of the best events in all of whiskey at Kentucky Bourbon Festival. Let us know if you're going. We'd love to connect with you while you're there. So we'll start with this brand new Green River honey finished bourbon whiskey. And so when we think about this, it's something unique and different that just released earlier this week. The press release came out Tuesday, and I think a lot of the, content creators as well as ourselves got the information in the mail and excited to talk about this. I really enjoy honey finished whiskeys. Again, I can't say enough about how much I enjoy them. So pulling up the press release here, getting a little nose. Let's talk a little bit about how this one is created. So, they say in the press release that they are looking to kind of disrupt the honey whiskey category with the launch of the Green River. Unlike the heavily sweetened liqueur blends, right? So you see a lot of people going with more of a liqueur versus a bourbon finish. Green River is using 100% real local honey barrel finishing process to deliver a 92 proof Kentucky straight bourbon whiskeys with no artificial additives. Green River honey begins with as a 4-year-old Kentucky straight bourbon, a custom blend of raw, unfiltered honey sourced from a partnership with Kentucky Proud, Above the Dirt Garden and Honey Shop in Jeffersontown, Kentucky. Love that. Is added to directly into a barrel that allows the bourbon and honey to marry naturally through the barrel interaction rather than a post-production blending. So Dan Calloway, the mastermind, the master blender for Lofted Spirits for far too long, honey whiskey's been defined by shortcuts. Natural flavors aren't always natural as they claim to be. Green River honey is changing that, putting our money into a real natural honey and Kentucky straight bourbon. And Karen goes on to say Green River honey goes to work behind the bar, right? The high proof and the real honey finish give cocktail structure without overpowering them. It makes for a perfect gold rush with just a lemon and a shake. The other thing that's very interesting about this is the cost. 24.99 for this Green River honey finished bourbon. Again, let me say that 24.99. We haven't gotten into the tasting notes. I have no clue what it tastes like yet. But I would say, one of the most approachable brands in all of whiskey right now is Green River, from a pricing perspective, whether it's their daily offering, bourbon, rye, or wheat, or their foolproof bourbon, rye, or wheat, or something that they're doing that's unique and different. So, cheers. So right away, do get that honey sweetness, but it's that raw honey, and then it's balanced. There's like a mintiness to it, and the Green River distillate is so fruity to me. So that fruit, married with that honey, kind of, when you drizzle a little bit of honey over fruit for just a little bit of added sweetness, that's there. Like you have a honey dip, like a honey cream cheese dip or something for the fruit. That's kind of what this reminds me of. But the vanilla honey, kind of vanilla wafer note is really, really prevalent. So right off the bat, a ton of sweetness. It's like using a simple syrup without using a simple syrup. So I agree with what Karen said about creating a gold rush, some lemon and a shake, and you're off to the races there. It does create some balance. It's zapping across the palate, which I expect with honey. It gives you that full sweetness. It's got a full body. It's got a lot of flavor there. I like the approachable proof. It does drink a little thin. Sometimes when you drink like the Blue Note or the Starlight or the Southern Stars, which we're going to go talk about here in a second, again, right? Because I think it's important to go back and see if something has changed. It's really interesting because they drink thicker, full bodied at 113, 106, 105, I think was the Starlight. I would say this one has the most honey-like feel of the bunch that I tried or what I remember from trying, and I'm just grabbing a glass. So let's just step up the game here. Let's go to 106 proof. Again, this is the Southern Star honey here. This is aged 6 years, matured and aged American oak barrel, soaked with local North Carolina honey. Um, See if they say anything. So, straight bourbon whiskey finished in honey barrels blends local grains with North Carolina wildflower honey to create a spirit with spectacular depth of flavor, hints of toffee, fruit, walnut, delicate sweetness, balance, warm, and peppery spice. So, this is a smaller format, 375. It's a limited release from this brand. It's not going to be an everyday offering. But again, shout out Kentucky Bourbon Festival, keeping my wee Glencairn glass game strong. So right off the bat, this is more bourbon focused. This is not as much honey focused. So you're getting the grain, you're getting the flavor of the grain, and it's a touch of honey on the back end, or a wisp, as I like to say. Now, this one is more earthy. It is when you drink it, you get the honey on the back end. You get um, kind of like a hot toddy feel there. There's a little bit of herbaceousness and some wildness balanced with the sweetness of the honey. I think the older age bourbon gives it a little more character, a little more depth and complexity there on the mouthfeel. That one is what makes me think of like wild honey because it does feel more earthy, a little bit more grassy. It's enjoyable. It's just different from a flavor profile perspective. And then last but not least, gotta have a third. Let's see if I have another Weagle and Karen down here. I think I do. Maybe I don't. I've got a smaller tasting glass. Don't want to pour a bunch because it is super sweet. So this is the Blue Note. I do like this bottle. The bottle is very pretty. I love the gold inlay there. Love the bee. This is their 2025 release. So this is Cask Strength, 113. Okay, so let's read the back of their bottle. Blue Note Honey Bourbon Cask. Its journey by embracing the art of fusion. American oak bourbon barrels used for finishing are repurposed to produce delicious, locally sourced barrel aged honey. We then return the bourbon to these honey infused casks for another round of aging to create a distinct and harmonious profile. Blue Note's bold and spicy notes, blended with the nuanced flavors of wildflower honey, guarantee that each sip you'll enjoy intricate balance of strength and sweetness. Distilled in Kentucky, bottled by BR Distilling, Memphis. So, what's interesting in here is this is a minimum of 3-year old, more than likely Green River distillate in here. So what's going to be interesting is we are now 20 proof points higher with similar base distillate. Now this one, caramel, vanilla, not so much honey on the nose. Maybe a little bit, but not a bunch. The other two are, you get honey right away. You don't get honey right away on the nose on this one. But it is an enjoyable nose. I like this one's more desserty. This reminds me of like if you got a like doughy, like an angel food cake with like a honey, um, like a honey drizzle on it. That's what this reminds me of. It does have some apple. It smells delightful. Honey is such a unique flavor for my profile. It always hits kind of like front to mid palate, like kind of right in between where sweetness and like savory kind of happens. Now the Green River was all up front, got it right on the tip of the tongue, but the more complexity with I think just the richness, more concentrated flavors of the 113 or the 106 kind of hit more front back mid palate, right? And so this one is full of flavor. It's less wild. I would say it's more probably rounded from a marriage perspective. But I like all three of these for different reasons. I like the approachability of the Green River honey. Like I can make a cocktail for my wife with this because I dilute it down with some ice and some lemon, and we're off to the races there for a nice, refreshing gold rush. Maybe even make this into a highball, right? I think that would be a really nice, experience. A lot of crushed ice, 2 ounces of that, and then top with club soda. I think that would make a refreshing summer beverage. Then I go to the Southern Stars, and this is where I want to sit and I want to enjoy, drop this on a rock, um, do that and enjoy it. The Blue Note, that's a pour that you have at night and you just want to relax and you want to think about the day that you had or the things that are going on. That's a really interesting and diverse sip because it's got a little bit more layers and complexity. So whether you're looking for 24.99 or something, in the mid 60s price point in Blue Note or somewhere in between in a smaller format of the Southern Stars that does something, unique and different all the time. Honey casks are here to stay. You don't just go find honey barrels inside the rick house. And that's where Franklin, comes in. He is all about the honey barrels. He has really enjoyed hanging on to this new guy today. He's been hanging out all day with him. Um, I really think it's something that is approachable. It gets different people in the category. And I think I really agree with what Karen Wells is saying from Green River, saying that this is going to be a great place in the bar back to be able to create cocktails in a quick and effective way. So let us know your thoughts. How do you feel about honey casks? This is our second time covering it, but I don't think this is the last time we're going to cover it because it's an interesting thing that is a phenomenon that I enjoy. In on honey, out on Umbriana. But let me know, what's your thoughts? What's your favorite finishing cask? What's your favorite honey finished bourbon or rye whiskey? We'd love to know in the comments. We'll catch you next time on Thursday Thoughts. Cheers.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Bourbon Lens. If you want more exclusive content, go over to patreon.com/Bourbon Lens and join our growing community. If you just want to stay friendly with us, you can go over to Instagram, X, and Facebook and follow us there. Also, our YouTube page is growing and we're producing more content there like Thursday Thoughts and 5-Minute Fridays. So don't forget to smash the subscribe button and catch all the content that we are producing every week. And until next time, cheers.